So this is a piece of fatwood. If you're very familiar with fatwood and how to start a fire with fatwood, again, it's probably not the video for you. If you've never worked with fatwood before or not quite sure what it is, then this might be of value to someone a little less experienced. Fatwood is basically the resin that pools in the stump or lower limbs of some types of pine trees when they are cut or fall over naturally. The resin pools into the bottom of the stump or sometimes lower limbs, and over time the resin hardens and it turns into a rot-free, which is great, so you can keep this piece in your kit forever, piece of fatwood. The reason why it's so flammable is it contains terpene, which is one of the ingredients in turpentine. So that's what makes it such a valuable resource for fire crafting. Full disclosure, I did not harvest this piece. This is not a video about finding and harvesting. I live in Nova Scotia, Canada, and I've been searching for fatwood. It doesn't seem to be as abundant in the type of pine trees I have in my particular area, or it's just not as dense. I found it before in the past, and it's been very light and not very saturated fatwood. So I've been very fortunate to have been gifted several pieces of fatwood from British Columbia, Canada, all the way out to California. So special shout out to the people who have gifted me this. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get a fire going with just this fatwood to ignite, and then some flame extenders to keep it going. So we've got our piece of fatwood here. I've got a few tiny pieces of birch bark to extend the flame, a couple of pieces of dry wood here to catch and extend, and just a quick look here. 2 feet in front of me, like, look at all the dead wood. I don't have to go anywhere excuse me, to find anything to get this wood going. There's even a piece of usnea here, all of that within arm's reach. So let's give it a go. I'm going to scrape off some of the fatwood and get an ignition. And there we go. And that's it. You know, to put it in scale here, I have a piece about the same size of my Hella Tamagami, almost the same width as the handle. I scraped this for what, less than 30 seconds, and we've got a slam dunk fire here. So just this piece alone, I mean, I don't know, hundreds, maybe even hundreds of fires can be started just from this one piece. So if you're fortunate enough to be in an area where you can harvest it, and maybe you haven't been appreciative of the properties that it has, hold on to it. It's a really incredible piece of kit for fire crafting. And just like birch bark, which I use to extend the flame, you can get a fire going in wet conditions. You know, it's rot free. This piece here I can keep with me for years and years. So I hope you enjoyed. In particular, if you haven't worked with Fatwood or started a Fatwood fire before, I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm just going to let this little demonstration fire burn out and call it a day.